Happy New Year, everybody. This is take two. I just made this video and now I cannot find it. Attempting to do new things. Now the video is gone. Small obstacles, right? Small obstacles. 2022, give yourself time to sit in your emotion and then you move on, right? Anyway, here we go again. Can't recapture magic, but things happen for a reason. Anyway, I wanted to make this video because in running my errands, I had an encounter that kind of it touched me, so to speak, right? So I was in the store, was in the corner store, taking care of some things, and there was two lines in the corner store, okay? And so there's a lady on one of the lines that I was in, one of the two lines. And, she just started talking, cracking jokes on, some of the people on the line. We were just having a conversation, bugging out older lady, right? And all was well, you know. Then, mind you, this is a corner store, but it was packed. It was packed today. So when there's long lines in these stores, because the space is so confined, sometimes you'll have a split in a line. And one line could be a split on two sides. It's almost like two lines, but it's one line. So I'm with the lady, and we're on this side. And then the split line is around one of the aisles. So it's possible that if you come in, you don't know that the line forms in the middle as opposed to it being straight. Anyway, so the lady sees that there's other people on that side of the same line. She tells the dude next to her, I'm not sure if you know, but this is the line. You're after him. She was saying, you're after me, telling the guy this. The guy was real agitated. He's like, all right, go ahead then. Like he was bothered that she told him that. And she was like, no, I'm just saying because this is the line. He cut her off. Okay, I said go. So clearly his energy was off, right? He was clearly agitated. He's like, I know, I'm in the same building. I know you. So she switches the subject, you know what I'm saying, talking about other stuff and things. He's like, yeah. So I could tell he's really doing his best to hold his composure as to not really snap for whatever reason. So they have a light conversation, whatever. So she does her stuff, she leaves. He goes to the counter. So he's doing the lottery thing. So he went to get his lottery ticket, and the guy behind the counter is like $2. He hands the guy hands him $1. He's like, oh, it's $2? I thought it was $1. He was like, nah. I don't want it then. So I'm like, nah, man, get that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Here, gave the dollar, you know. And he's like, word, really? I'm like, yeah, man, shit ain't nothing. Cool. So we walk out the store, we talk, and I'm like, yo, my man, you all right? He's like, yeah, just going through some stuff. I'm like, all right. No, he tells me, he's like, yo, thank you, man. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate that. People don't really do that type of stuff. I go, man, that ain't nothing. It's like, it ain't no big deal. Then I go, are you all right? Because you seem agitated, like you seem stressed. He's like, yeah, man, just going through stuff, whatever. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, man, and you asked me how I'm doing? He's like, yo, people don't do that. I'm like, yeah. I said, that's the problem. I said, I'm stressed too, but I'm like, if we don't check on each other, you know what I'm saying, then what's the point? People don't know how to be human. And then he started smiling. He was like, yo, man, damn, I'm happy I ran into you today. Like, you made my day. You know what I'm saying? Like, things, I feel better. And I'm like, yo, that shit makes me feel better. Because we're all connected, and we forget that. We're all connected. I don't care what your ideology is, what your belief system is. Everybody, human beings are connected. Science tells us that, period. We're all one, right? So, in having this exchange with him and watching to see, I'm like, look, man, you smiling? I'm like, yo, that's good, man. I'm like, you made my day smiling. And I don't know why, all of a sudden, I just like, the shit almost brought me to tears. I'm like, the fuck are these tears? You know what I'm saying? So, held it back, of course. So we're talking, and he's like, yo, where you from? I'm like, yo, I'm from right there. That's my building. He's like, yo, I'm from this building, And the complex that I live in is the most diverse complex in the country, right? Whether it's co-op or apartment complex. There's no apartment complex or co-op that's more diverse than where I live. So I come across all types of people. It's like the United Nations, right? So dealing with all these types of people, you get to see different cultures. You get to see all type of stuff, right? So it kind of, even if you don't know it, it kind of allows you to see human nature in many different facets. So talking to him, he was like, "Yo, man, I'm gonna make sure that when I see you, that I always say what's up, man." And we speak, and I'm like, "Yeah, of course, man." I'm like, "That's what this is about." He's like, "Yo, man, I really appreciate that." I'm like, "Yo, it was nice meeting you, or whatever." But that shit touched me so much that I was like, "Yo, I got to do a video about that because right now, with all this madness and in general, the world is savage, and people are okay with savagery. Like people will justify it. Oh, well, that's just how it is. And nah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? We making it how it is. You know, and people have just had this passive type of approach of being savage. You know what I'm saying? You got people that's mad selfish, not positive, because there's positive selfishness. You know, we don't want to get into like thinking certain shit is not good. There's positive selfishness, negative selfishness. But you got people that's selfish. You got people that they'll pick fights with you. You got people that just blatantly won't believe in you. You have people that are just small minded. When I say small minded, small minded people, they they won't allow for dialogue. They won't allow for their minds to be open, and they only want to stick to their belief and nothing else, right? But anyway, so that's something that we can't let savages win, and that savage behavior is something that has to be combated, right? You want to be a catalyst for change to combat the agents of chaos. You got to be a catalyst for change to combat the agents of chaos. So if you feel moved to do an act of kindness, or if you feel moved to do anything you want to do that you feel can progress something forward to help somebody else out, do that shit because it's necessary. And it's something that goes unnoticed, and you're like a quiet, unsung hero, and that's okay because people get so negatively selfish that they be like, well, fuck it, I don't want to teach nobody, I don't want to. It's so, and it's like, if you feel moved to do it, and then it's done. The earth records it, and then you reap the benefits of that because you pay the price for humility and you pay the price for arrogance. There's a consequence. There's a reward. Whatever mindset you choose, um, you know you reap whatever comes with that. So that's what we need because we can't let the savages win. The savages is just disgusting out here. The way people treat each other, people get emotional quickly, and we got to combat that. And it's okay to combat that. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to, if you see a stranger, because I used to be the type to where it's like I'm just let everybody be fuck it. But in getting older in this cycle, you know what I'm saying? Because we go to cycles of seven, right? I'm like that in my seventh cycle coming. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you want to start getting into the point to where you be positively selfish, but you also, if you see how you can improve this planet, then do it. You know what I'm saying? You could be positively selfish and then be selfless. Having both of them coexist where you are not negatively impacted is the goal. You know what I'm saying? But we can't let the savages win. Because the savages is winning right now. And that has to stop. That has to stop. You can't let people take away your your heart. Because the goal here, all this shit is an illusion. The goal is for you to figure out how to get back to where you came from. The goal is to make sure that your soul isn't burdened and it doesn't carry all of this negative stuff that anchors you to be on this planet. That's the real full-time job. Nothing else. And we tend to forget that. Your full-time job is to unburden your soul. So you don't have to come back to this prison planet, you know what I'm saying, and go through this whole shit again. That's it. We seem to think that everything else, nah, that's the goal. You know what I'm saying? Everything you do in between is to maintain yourself, not even maintain yourself, not maintain, but to keep yourself here in a sane state until you get to the higher realms when you up out of here. And that's it. You don't want to get up out, because things don't die when you die. Just because you die doesn't mean everything about you is dead. No, shit transforms. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure when you transform, that they call it death, that you're not bringing all of this baggage and shit from this prison planet to the higher realms. So we can't let the savages win. Those random acts of kindness, you might not think matter, but they matter. They matter. You never know when the words that you say and the small things that you do can have an impact on somebody, and then they can start impacting other people, and that domino effects came from something that you started. That you was the catalyst of change, and since we're all connected, our minds are in sync. So everything we think and do, the earth records, and it sends a ripple effect out in the atmosphere. In the Kabbalah, they call it the marketplace. The marketplace is the place that we can't see, where our thoughts exist, and then they link up with other thoughts and emotions in the world, and this is how I don't want to say the invisible, but this is how the finer materials that we can't see, that they call the invisibles, operate. And then as it flows in these realms, we see it by what's called an experience, something tangible. So our experiences are the byproduct of all of these things in this marketplace, in the intangible world that we can't see, that finally come into a different kind of material to form into what we know as a car accident, or you finding money on the floor, or you are bumping into somebody and then you do something with them. All of that stuff was already prepared and packaged in the finer worlds that we call the invisible. And then when all of that stuff gets to a point to where it can no longer exist, the materials come in for it to be called what we call an experience, where our senses perceive it. So this is how we have to start operating. You know what I'm saying? And the change that you do can affect someone all the way around the world, simply from a domino connection and the fact that we're all connected. So that's why I wanted to do this video. We can't let the savages win. Okay? Gotta be human. Just be human. That's it. Like, humble out and be human. You know what I'm saying? Because the savages, we're not letting the savages win. The story's not going to end that way. So that's that. Wanted to say thank y'all for joining me, giving me your attention, because you can't get it back. Peace.